Chidimma woke up with faith that the day will be better than yesterday. Before the cock crow, her bones aching and her head heavy. But Auntie Rose's words echoed in her mind, "Wake up by 4:30. Don't let Madam shout." She quietly left her small room, the darkness of the compound illuminated only by a flickering security light. The cold air stung, but it was nothing compared to the chill in her chest. As she swept the compound, she gazed up at the sky, her voice barely above a whisper. "Mama, are you seeing me?" The stars twinkled like diamonds, and for a moment, she felt a connection to her mother, to the warmth and love she once knew. She finished sweeping and headed to the kitchen, where Auntie Igioma was already boiling water. "Good, you're early," Auntie Igioma said without turning. "Washed the plates from last night?" Chidimma nodded, the harsh soap stinging her tiny hands, but she didn't complain. By 6 a.m., Madame Caro stormed into the kitchen, her usual frown deepening the lines on her face. "Has she taken her bath?" she asked Auntie Igioma, her voice dripping with disdain. Chidimma rushed off to bathe, but her haste was met with frustration when she found the bathroom locked. "You better push it hard," Madame Caro snapped. "Lazy girl." Chidimma tried, but the lock wouldn't budge. Queen emerged, rubbing her eyes, and claimed she had locked the bathroom because it smelled. Madame Caro's anger shifted to Queen, but Chidimma was already forgotten, left to bathe with the cold hose behind the kitchen. The water was icy, and Chidimma shivered as she poured it over her head. Her dress clung to her small body, and her teeth chattered. She scrubbed quickly with her hand, no sponge or soap to comfort her. Just water. When she finished, she stood in the sun to dry off, squeezing the water from her torn dress. She felt like a dog, treated worse than an animal. As she sat under the mango tree, she touched the tiny folded paper her mama gave her. The creases were worn, and the paper was getting dirty. She opened it, tracing her mama's handwriting with her finger. "My child, be strong. The world is hard, but your heart is soft. Let no one take your light." She added her own line at the bottom, her hand trembling. "I will not die here." The driver's voice behind her made her jump. "You still have that letter?" he asked softly. Chidimma nodded, wiping her eyes. "Good," he said. "Don't lose it." He walked away before she could thank him, leaving her with a sense of gratitude and wonder. That night, the house erupted into chaos when Madame Caro's phone rang loudly. "What do you mean Queen is not registered?" she shouted. Chidimma listened from her corner, her heart racing as the argument escalated. For the first time, the shouting wasn't about her. Queen burst into tears, and Chidimma felt a pang of surprise. Maybe, just maybe, there was more to Queen than she thought. As she lay on the floor in her small room, Chidimma whispered to the stars through the tiny window. "One day, I will go to school too." The words felt like a promise, a vow to herself. She didn't know how or when, but she believed. Even in the darkness, she felt a spark of hope. The days passed, and Chidimma continued to work tirelessly, her spirit unbroken. She found solace in the small moments, like the warmth of the sun on her skin or the sound of birds chirping in the morning. Despite the hardships, she held on to the hope that one day, she would be free. One evening, as she was sweeping the compound, the gardener approached her again. "Chidimma, I've been thinking," he said softly. "I might be able to help you get back to your mama." Chidimma's heart skipped a beat as she looked up at him, her eyes wide with excitement. "Really?" she whispered. The gardener nodded. "I'll need to make some arrangements, but I think I can help you. Just be careful, okay?" Chidimma nodded eagerly, a sense of hope and anticipation building inside her. She couldn't wait to tell her mama that she might finally be coming home. As the night fell, Chidimma lay on her mat, her heart racing with excitement. She felt like she was walking on clouds, her spirit lifted by the gardener's words. She drifted off to sleep, a smile on her face, her dreams filled with visions of her mama's warm arms and loving smile. The next day, Chidimma went about her chores with a newfound sense of purpose. She felt like she was counting down the minutes until she could be free. As she worked, she hummed a soft tune, her heart full of hope. But as the day wore on, Madame Caro's mood grew darker. She shouted at Chidimma for every little thing, her anger and frustration boiling over. Chidimma took it all in stride, her spirit unbroken. She knew that she was almost free, and that thought gave her the strength to endure. As the sun began to set, Chidimma sat under the mango tree, her eyes fixed on the driver's quarters. She wondered when he would come to her rescue, when she would finally be able to leave this place behind. The stars began to twinkle in the sky, and Chidimma felt a sense of peace wash over her. She knew that she was not alone, that there were people who cared about her, who wanted to help her. And as she sat there, she felt a sense of determination rising up inside her. She would not be held back. She would not be defeated. She would rise above this. She would find her way back to her mama. And she would be free.